Who in the workplace is a practice source? Everyone who works there, regardless of the job duties, is a potential practice source. But most particularly those who take the job very seriously and want to do it better the next time. In this case, we'll call him Bob. Bob comes in late in the evening and he stocks shelves all night. There are one or two other people there in this supermarket, high-end supermarket, but Bob is basically working alone, and he's moving product from boxes to the shelves according to where the levels are on those shelves of the particular product. Well, here's something he noticed. One product, product A, was barely used or taken in the time between the day before and now. Same type of product, just a little different label on it and close to the same price, was diminished down to almost the last few on the shelf. And he thought, what is going on here? What could be the reason that this product A isn't flying off the shelves and product B is? And he thought about it, and then he went on with his work. But at the end of the shift, as tired as he was still feeling the itch of that question. Why product A isn't selling? Now, there could be dozens and dozens of reasons from a marketing standpoint and pricing and everything else, but they were placed together. Product A, product B, selling the same type of experience for the customer, same food product. Then he realized that there was something different about product B. Its packaging was different. Product B had smaller allotments of what was in product A, which had a dozen of what people would take out of that box. Product B had them in boxes of 2, 6 boxes of 2, a dozen in the other box. I think, says Bob to himself, that people these days don't want to buy 12 of something if they know that they're only going to use 2 or 4. And that could be a trend different than the big box stores where I've done this stocking work before, where people want to buy in bulk. Perhaps there's a change in people's taste, at least the customers of this store. I'll watch it. 2 weeks later, he had watched it every night, the same thing. Product B won the contest. So Bob goes finally to his supervisor, who's fresh as a daisy when he comes in just as Bob is ready to leave after a long overnight stocking and organizing the shelves. And Bob says, come see this. And he took him over to shelf in aisle 7, and they looked at the 2 products side by side. And Bob said, what do you think? Is it possibly that there's a trend with our customers, at least in this product, to want to have less than a whole dozen, or what they call the big box solutions? And because they're buying these and they're not buying those at the same rate. Supervisor said, you may be onto something. The story traveled up through the chain and ultimately to the vendor of product A. And the vendor's rep was in the store, came, looked at it, scratched his chin, said, I think you're probably right here, but it will take us a lot of time and money to break our product out into these smaller containers. But it might be worth it, because if they're not selling what is there on the shelf now, that's not money we're making. So business reasoning took hold. And about 2 months later, Bob was coming down aisle 7, ready to stock that particular product A. And he had wow, there was a full dozen in one box, but right next to it, on a little more shelf space that had been purchased by the vendor, were these individualized containers. Then on the next, product B, the same individualized containers. The prediction that Bob felt in his gut was, now product A customers have a choice. They can buy a large allotment or they can buy a smaller allotment. Same product, just packaged differently. Whereas product B, customers still only have one choice. That's the kind of practice source work that you see going on and will see going on by yourself as well as by others. And it can lead to business innovation, marketing innovation, product packaging innovation, all the way to making sure that the people who are doing the stocking are listened to and rewarded for that tough job of being there all night long, taking care of getting the store ready for its opening. That is my practice source story for this week.